Hi, this is Bob Maxwell with R.A. Maxwell and Associates, and I appreciate you looking at our video today and our current ad that we have out featuring some 3 different categories of machines. With the upcoming summer holidays and with all the catering and things that are going to be going on for October, November, and December, now is really the time to be looking at these machines. And all of these machines will give you the highest return on your investment because of the value that they add to the product. So when you're taking a whole muscle and slicing it into very thin slices, or being able to prepackage that or package that, then that's adding value, and so that gives you higher margin on that product. Or another item that we're going to talk about is our dicing. And so when you dice the product, you're taking a $2 a pound item and turning around and selling it for $2.50, $2.85 a pound, making really good margins. And then you go into marinating, and marinating is the highest margin. Basically, you're getting whatever your pound is. So if you're charging $4.79 a pound for your tri-tips, and you can add an additional 13 to 15%. If you stay under 15%, you don't have to put it on your package. If it's 15% or over on marinating, you do have to put in your package that it does contain 15% or more liquids. But you can add weight to that product, and so now you're getting $4.79 a pound for liquid. Okay, so it's by far the highest margin, highest profit machine out there. So the machines that we're going to talk about today is our MHS slicers. So these are horizontal slicers. I've been selling these since 2004. They're manufactured in Germany. Great company, great reputation for customer service. Very simple machines. Very easy to maintain, virtually, and super easy to clean. So what we're featuring is our intro model, which is our analog. So you're going to set the length of the cut or the thickness of the cut manually by analog, and then an on-off switch. And then the second one is our model 7036 ES. So the ES indicates that it's a computerized PLC system, so it'll actually read. It has an infrared eye. It actually reads the thickness of the product. You can dial in 5 millimeters or 1/4 inch, whatever, but it's made in Germany, so everything's in millimeters. So maybe you put in 6 millimeters, and so that machine then will give you 6 millimeters, or as close to 6 millimeters, but we'll use that entire piece so that every one of those pieces are exactly the same size. All right, so it's a way to help increase your yield so that you don't end up with an extra piece left over. So that's a great machine to take a look at. Then we go into our, and that has, by the way, a 15-inch wide chamber. So anything, chucks, shoulders, anything like that can easily fit into that chamber. Then you go into our ICC 28, which is our fully automated bone-in for pork, bone-in and boneless continuous feed slicer. So click on that, take a look at the videos. It's amazing. This thing slices at 600 slices a minute. So it's 10 slices a second, if you can imagine. The blade is just a blur. You can't even see the blade. It's amazing. But we got some great videos on there. We have a lot of customers calling us about wanting to cut bone-in pork loin and bone-in pork chops. And yes, this machine can do that. We have some great videos. Very little splintering. I know that on some of the other slicers that are out there, that you have a lot of splintering, and it's because our chamber is set up different. The way that the meat is positioned is different, and so we'll show you videos and pictures. We get very little or no bone splinters at all, and of course, because it's a smooth blade, you don't get any bone dust, so like you would from a bandsaw. Okay, so you're saving labor on not having to clean off the bone dust, and virtually no. I've never in 14, 15 years of selling these machines, I've never had a machine or a customer call me back and say they had a problem with bone splinters. So that's our slicing line by MHS. Snyder Technic, which is the manufacturer out of Germany. They also make our dicers, and so we're featuring 3 different dicers this month. We have our MHS 850, which again is our entry-level dicer. That's great for the small markets. The taco stands in the different shops. They're great for making small portions of your diced meat for your tacos and your burritos. And then we go into our MHS 1000 dicer. So wider chamber, longer chamber, higher production. Does exactly the same thing as the 850, just gives you higher production. And then you go into our model 2400. That's it has an auto load system, so you're going to take a 400-pound buggy, dump the product in, and then it goes into a wide chamber that shears the product off as it's dropped down. So it doesn't matter how the product is configured into the hopper. When it drops down, it drops it into place, and then it shears it so it fits in the chamber, and it just continually dices. And you can get that with the takeaway conveyor or with a buggy. And then the final item, which we sell a ton of, is our marinating tumblers. So in this particular video that we're doing, or this Emma ad that we're doing, we also have another embedded video where I'm doing a comparison between a continuous vacuum and a non-continuous vacuum tumbler. So you want to jump on that video and see the difference, because it depends on what your product is. Most people aren't familiar with, they're familiar with the continuous vacuum on the big front loads, the 1,500 pound, 5,000 pound, 10,000 pound tumblers. Those are continuous vacuum. But most of these smaller 150s, 300s, and 500s, like we're showing here, we're featuring here in this month's ad, those a lot of times are non-continuous, so they have a hose. Okay, so if you're looking at Daniels, if you're looking at Lance, if you're looking at any of the other tumblers that are out there, these small tumblers, they're all snorkel vacs. Okay, so you have to have a hose that connects to them. So watch that video, it explains it. I don't need to take up your time now and explain it when we have a video. So take a look, we got slicers, we have dicers, and we have marinating. Those are great items for Latino products, great items for barbecuing. Those are great items for Asian markets. All of those areas, caterers, it's a great time to be looking at buying these machines and getting ready for the holidays. All right, so thanks a lot. We appreciate you looking at the ad, and please give us a call. Have a great day. Bye now.